Tim Scott fires back at Barack Obama for criticizing his comments. Right after this. Welcome to Ray Dog's Random Thoughts. Ray Sean Blyden here. Today's show is brought to you by Political Bombshell Store. Go to politicalbombshell.com and click on Political Bombshell Store and grab this t-shirt, Stop the Machine. Stop the Machine. Politicalbombshell.com, click on Political Bombshell Store and get Stop the Machine. Speaking of machines, let's talk about this. What Tim Scott had to say about Barack Obama knocking his comments about racial progress. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these people. They're always race baiting. I don't even know what he says, but I just know race baiters when I see them. Let's just put the Democrat Party's ugly little non-secret on the table right up front. Nothing more terrifies Democrats than facts that disprove the narratives they fed their base. And no narrative is more sacred to the Democrat Party than the lie it feeds black Americans. And they fall for it every time. We are smartening up. Well, not many, not too many, but many of us are smartening up to it. But the Democrat Party is the only choice for black voters, and even though we haven't fulfilled all, in parentheses they put any, which I agree with, of the hollow promises we've made you, black voters, just think how worse off you'd be if you didn't have us to protect you from the evil, now white supremacist Republicans. Yeah, a complete crock of crap. But let's move on. Now that South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott has thrown his hat in the 2024 presidential ring, America's only black president to date, Barack Obama, apologies to Bill Clinton, who semi-seriously claimed he was the first, has begun to snipe at Scott, who just so happens to be black as well. The problem with Tim Scott, in the eyes of Obama and the left, is the South Carolinian is a conservative. So am I. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that demon? As reported by The Hill, Scott has long argued passionately so that black Americans have made rapid progress while suggesting Democrats continue to underestimate how far black Americans have come. Scott's overall message doesn't sit well with Obama, who remains the de facto head of the Democrat Party. Don't want to see his face, please. No thanks. That has to be the undergraded. Hold on a second. Water, please. With the honest accounting of our past and our present, if you follow me on Swellcast, I did a nice 5 minute, well, 10-minute podcast about slavery. Like, did you know there were black slavers that existed and they were worse than the white slave owners? Not that any slavery is good, but many people don't even know there were black slave owners and they were horrible. But nonetheless, if you do want to read up on that, I'll put a link to that. Actually, that's a good idea. Obviously, I can't put a link to it on Roku, but if you are watching on Roku, just go to swellcast.com/REHDOGG and search for that podcast. Where was I? Tim Scott. Tim Scott. Tim Scott. That has to be the most. Okay, yeah, I've read that. Who may even be sincere in saying, I want us all to live together, doesn't have a plan for how do we address crippling generational poverty that is a consequence of hundreds of years of racism in this society, and so we need to do something about that. All right, let's get to why don't you just throw your hat in the reparation ring and get it over with? Scott returned fire on Thursday. Let us not forget we are a land of opportunity, not a land of oppression. Democrats deny our progress to protect their power. The left wants you to believe faith in America is a fraud and progress in our nation is a myth. While Tim Scott's current political position requires him to be somewhat diplomatic, saying Democrats underestimate how far black America has come, mine does not. Democrats continue to lie to black Americans. It's true. Very blunt, very to the point, and very true. Just as they've lied for 60 years, but their lies are more desperate now because they know exactly how far black America has come, and as I said at the top, it scares the ever loving heck out of them. Why? Because in part, if or when black America reaches a society, a socio-economic partly with white America, the Democrats' 6 decades of rules is toast. Rules is toast. Your rules is toast. Bracky Obama knows that, as do Kamala Harris, Hakeem Jeffries, Maxie Waters, Sheila Jackson Lee, and every other black Democrat influencer. And he's right to call them influencers. As a result, black conservatives like Tim Scott, Clarence Thomas, Byron Donalds, I like him, Candace Owen, love her too, and others who refuse to live on the Democrat plantation must be discredited or destroyed because they represent, to borrow a favorite left-wing term, an existential threat to the Democratic Party. We are family. What's that? All of my sisters and me. Uh, we are family. Come on, everybody, sing. PoliticalBombshell.com. Click on Political Bombshell Store. Stop the machine. Stop the machine. Stop the machine. I want you to stop the machine. Here we go.